Hello there, and welcome. Well, it's Thursday, so that means a writing assignment. And I want to base it on the wonderful ode that Pablo Neruda wrote for the lemon. I read a translation of it, but I believe Neruda actually did that translation. I should check that. Anyway, I love odes. Odes are essentially tribute poems, love poems in a way, poems that you write to honor and to delight in something that you find wonderful. That's certainly true of the lemon that Neruda wrote about. I love that poem partly because it moves so deeply into how easy it is to overlook the commonplace beauties of our lives. And it uses the word acidulous. And that's really good. Acidulous. I think I misspelled one of the words when I typed it into my video, so if you catch the misspelled word, drop me a comment and I will respond. Oh, sorry, there's a phone ringing. Try to ignore it. I'm going to. Maybe I should do an ode to ignoring a ringing phone. So, there are odes that I absolutely love and I may share with you in the future. One of them is John Keats' To Autumn. Such a wonderful poem, so beautiful. But the lemon, part of why I thought it would be a good one to inspire us to write, is it will get our minds, at least for a brief time, away from the tumult that we're seeing all around us. I'm of course talking about the political tumult going on right now in the United States. There are so many people suffering and fearing right now about what's to come, and who see the corruption but can't bring themselves to acknowledge it. But it's there nonetheless. And it's very difficult to live in the constant fiery turmoil that's all around us. And some of it, of course, is of our own making, because after all, a good number of us, some of the people in the United States who are very sweet and kind and loving people, put someone utterly corrupt in charge of our nation and are unable to accept that that is what is happening. So they're going to suffer terribly, maybe even worse than those that are going to lose their health care, but not worse than those who have been kidnapped off the street. And see, Neruda was writing from a world that was that tumultuous. He was writing from a world that had experienced terrible political turmoil. And so there must be some value in writing a tribute to something as simple as a lemon in your hand. So that's what I want to suggest that you do. Find something commonplace, something that you might not have really paid much attention to before, and really contemplate it deeply. Contemplate its nature and its gift to you. And whereas Neruda had followed a very free form, somebody like John Keats in his To Autumn has created a form for himself that has a certain rhythm and a certain shape to it. There have been forms for odes, and you can look them up online, but I don't think you should feel obligated to look them up. If you want to do free form, you should do free form. I've done both, free form odes and patterned odes, and they both have value. So, the first thing you want to do to write a tribute poem is to begin with what others will recognize immediately about the thing you're writing tribute to. It might be a person, or it might not. It might be a tree, it might be a cloud, it might be the earth beneath your feet, it might be a mom. But whatever you write, the first stanza or portion of the poem, try to describe and render, in as many senses as possible, the familiar in it. Then, in the second section, try to push against the familiar. Try to see if you can see things about it that no one else might notice. Things that would surprise people if you pointed out, hey, have you noticed? And then finally, at the end, uplift the thing you're paying tribute to a universal form. Something that is above and beyond all of its simple shape and in the eternal shapes of the world. To give you an idea of what that means is that at the end of the poem, Neruda says that the lemon is like a breast with a nipple. Well, that's a very, that's our first form, right? That's the first human form, is the form that feeds us. So you're looking for things that are eternal in that last part. The things where it represents what's been here forever. And in doing so, part of what you'll manage to do is remind yourself that the tumult that we undergo, just like the pleasure and the peace, is temporary. And we need to pay attention to it. We need to pay attention not just to the tumult, but the temporary and lovely things that don't get enough attention. That's it for today. I hope you have a glorious rest of the day. And I hope you see me again, you gorgeous people.